crawler alone. So, before we go into the base, let me just tell you what's happened. So I did a lot of recording, obviously for the episodes upcoming to do with building the base, that kind of thing. And what's happened, obviously, on episode 6, there was some issues as well on episode 6. So they were the start of quite a few issues in terms of footage going, pear-shaped, going down to 1 frames per second for some reason. Not too sure. So yeah, a lot's happened. So rather than try and piece together some really bad footage, I figured it's probably easier if I just do a quick update. So do an update of what's going on. So this is only going to be a quick episode. I'm just going to show you what I've been doing, probably do a bit more on the base, and then probably talk about what I want to do once the base is semi-complete. So we're on the ice lake that we got to on episode 6. Obviously our old base is down that way. I've found a magnesium deposit over there, magnesium boulder, some other stuff just knocking around. These GPS markers were all stuff that happened on the dodgy footage. So what happened was, one side established a bit of a base here. I actually took my rover back out doing some mining. I did start heading back home, well, back towards the old base. Hence why you can see there, I didn't want to go that way anymore. And then obviously I scouted out that spat tower as well, from a distance, obviously. But yeah, and then I realised the magnitude of the trip over. So I decided to go take a look around what was around here. Not as many ores as the other base, but I can get over that, that's fine. So there's been a couple of other updates as well. So I've added a couple more mods. So I've added ore scrap. Basically what that is, when I'm grinding down something, so say for example a gyroscope, obviously you're going to get computers, small tubes, that kind of thing, in vanilla anyway. So in ore scrap, what it does is create scrap of that value instead. Let me see if I've got some in my... I haven't got any. But basically it creates scrap value for that material, and then that goes into your refinery and obviously converts back to iron and whatever else. So there's 2 reasons I did that. I've been watching a few videos on it recently, and I figured it's probably better in terms of it's a bit more of a challenge because you've got to think about what you're building, because you can't just grind it down again and rebuild it. So yeah, I added that. And obviously then also if I come across other ships that need to be ground down, like the big ship that we ground down back over at the old base, obviously it won't create a ton of component. So yeah, that was the reason behind that. And then also I added the catwalk mod, so for better catwalks, stairs, that kind of thing. Yeah, so it's gone really well, to be honest. I have done a bit of research on them, so yeah, I know how to use them, so should be pretty good. The stairs is pretty good, so this is an example of what the stairs look like. Let me just turn that on. So once they're actually built as well, the rungs of the stairs, so they're actually lit up, so they're kind of like lights as well, so it's pretty good. And that's it really, well, in terms of small updates. The other thing as well, I noticed the spat base that was over here when we first came to this lake has disappeared. Not too sure where it's gone or why. This tower spawned in a day or 2 ago, just before I went scouting. It's very similar to the lookout tower that was near the old base, so I believe from my scouting it was just a small tower, a couple of Gatling turrets on it, small block, I think small block, or big, no it's big block, sorry, it's big block. So obviously they've got an 800 meter range. Not quite sure of the positionings, but could probably scout it out. But I have got a plan for that, which I'll go into shortly. So what I'll do is I'll just show you what I've got up to with the base. So without further ado, I'll just show you the base. Ta-da! Okay, so we got a little bit of juice out here. Created that just so I could power this block when I started building it. Got us some bit of defense here, so that's actually piped in as well. There is a connector running down the back of that, and obviously piping and stuff. There's the rover. Hello. So I've done majority of this car park. I haven't done this side yet because I haven't got another rover to put there. The rover always stays here. So what happens when I go out and do some mining, I get to about there and then I swing it round and reverse it in here. And then this reverses right up to this connector here. And obviously I've got a light and a camera there as well to guide me. These conveyors go into the gubbins of the base underneath, which I'll show you shortly. So I started marking out where the upper platform would be. So I have decided that this is going to be like a small craft landing place, maybe small atmospheric miner, that kind of thing. Got a little hole in the wall, as I like to call it, around here. This is my little cargo container. There we go. Got some few bits in there. So what I plan to do is, because I'm using the ore scrap now, before I start building anything anymore, I'm going to, all the components and stuff, I'm going to break them all down to the minerals and ingots and stuff. So kind of starting from fresh, just with ingots and stuff. Yeah, behind the hole in the wall here, you've got the conveyor piping, which then goes that way and then goes down towards the gubbins underneath. So we'll go that way. So this is the second room. There's absolutely nothing in this room yet. I've not even finished welding it up. Same with this conveyor here. So this is going to be my living area, sort of. So like it's gonna have a few couches in here, probably a TV, that kind of thing. That's the idea behind this anyway. So, and these are the staircases. So as you can see, they're actually lit up quite a bit. There you go. They look quite cool then. There you go. Ooh, that's a bit bright. Wow. I do need to put some light in here as well. And I've also noticed, before I get into it, my excessive use of when I'm thinking. It's not that I don't know what I'm saying, it's just I happen to do it when I'm thinking. I edited loads out of the previous video. And then the video just got so choppy. And I was just like, well, I'm just going to explain why I do it. So, let's go down here anyway. So you've got a bit of a sneak peek preview there. So I've encased this staircase in. Partly because, obviously, this is the way we, stick it together, if you will. But also, I just think it's going to look cool encased in. Over here. Oh, that was a bit premature. Big hole. Anyway, we've got our large cargo container, the one that was outside. So you haven't seen that footage, but what I'll do is anything, if I can put some stills in towards the end of this, of me making the base and stuff like that, I'll put some stills in. But yeah, I put this outside when I did the refinery and stuff like that, so we've got that in here now, so it's got full of stuff. That's all we've got left of the steel plates that we actually brought wheels. But like I said, I think I might actually just use them steel plates just to weld the floors up and stuff, because of reasons that's just happened. Got a hydrogen tank here. This is just for filling my bottles up, my hydrogen bottles. It's not that full. It's still filling up. Under the floor. Well, I'll get to under the floor actually afterwards. So these are the bio generator stuff that I was talking about. So this biofuel producer works like an assembler, so you can disassemble and assemble biofuel and what have you. So it uses organics and steel plates. So the organics is the biofuel, obviously. The steel plate is the drum, if you will. This does make biofuel at a very slow pace, but it's just one of those, you're gonna make it, it's gonna pipe in, simple. The conveyor port on them is very strange. I haven't got one to show you. Let me just try and show you that actually. Let me just get rid of some stuff off my body. This will do. So that's the conveyor port, the little grated area. So it looks very strange, but it works. So these are the generators. They create 2.5 megawatts of power each, but they're currently, well, this one's turned on, but it should be turned off. And if I go into the inventory here, so that's got 4.62 kilograms, litres, I don't know how it would work, of biofuel. And this is another one. Obviously this one is probably nothing in it yet. Actually, I don't think this one's piped in. Wait, is this one even complete? No. But you can see, look at the difference there. There's literally barely any difference. That's why this one looks complete. So that's a good thing. So that's not complete. Right, okay. So still need to build that. But obviously you can see how many parts it takes and stuff. It's not that expensive really. And it's a pretty good mod. Obviously organics is everywhere. Organics is like ice now, isn't it? So I could just take the rover out and, you know, drill some grass. And then come back with 100k of organics. It's the steel plates that are the worst. Because I think it takes 10 per barrel. But obviously making 10 barrels, that's 100 steel plates, which is, you know, X amount of iron. Each of these, so this side isn't conveyed up yet, because, well, for obvious reasons, I haven't got a second rover yet. But these conveyors all go down into the floor, which I'll get to in a second. So this is my production room. I've got 2 refineries, both piped up, so now you can see where most of my steel plates went. So both of these piped up. And I don't think we're doing anything at the minute. Oh, that one's. Oh, I've got 5k. Cool. And then I've got my assembler, which has got some stuff in. I do plan on adding. I was planning on adding more assemblers. I think I might yet. I might add one on top though. And then I can put the modules on, the speed modules, all that jazz. Because I think they should fit in this gap here, because I don't need to access the ports of the refinery. But even if I do, I can just, you know, hello. And then at the back of refineries, I've got them open, ready for some modules. I think I'm not going to get any more refineries. 2's more than enough refineries. I don't even think this one's been used yet, to be honest. Because I think I piped this one in last, so it would have been this one that's been used, and that's why it's got all the resources in it. Ignore these blocks, these were just my way of telling where the mountain drilling that I was doing was going to come out for the piping underneath, which you can see a bit of it here as well. So, as you can see, I've not finished piping that up yet, so that refinery's not been used at all. So what we'll do is we'll just jump down this hole, pop. Oh. So, under here, we've got, let's just show you from here. So we've got 3 conveyors, and we've got 2 O2H2 generators. We've got conveyors here for the biofuel producer and the 2 biofuel reactors, or whatever you want to call them, engines, biofuel engines. Over this way, so this is the one for the large cargo container, right in the middle here. And then this one pipes off. Well, this one connects to this one here, and then this one goes off into the production room. Oh no, sorry, this one yeah, it does actually go into the production room, sorry. This conveyor here is for my connector, that's up and connected to my rover at the minute. Clearly you're not going to let me through, are you? Brilliant. Things just get in the way while I'm trying to do some recording. Anyway, still need to finish that off, so we'll probably finish it off today as well. And then this is the piping that goes all the way up the top. Let me just see if I can show you that. I think I can. Oh, I think it's this side I need to go. No, I don't know. Where did I come down? There we go. Okay. So, this goes up to here, as you can see. So, out there is my cargo container. That's up on the garage level, as I like to call it. And then down there is the conveyor for my outside turret. So yeah, so whenever I create ammo, the turret obviously just goes straight to the turret. Turret's armored up. Reason for the turret was because I have increased the amount of drones and stuff that come from the the Assert and the Reaver and the Spat, obviously. The thing is with Spat, you've got to get close to them. But the changes I've made don't really seem to have made a massive difference. So I do need to relook at that, because obviously I want to make this difficult for myself. Because, well, that's the whole point of survival, isn't it? Otherwise, you could just do a video on me creating stuff in creative. So anyway, so yeah, I still need to finish this, but that's pretty much what I've done with the base so far. I've still got obviously some piping to do. I've still got some modules to add, modules to finish. I think that was everything. Let me just back up here. I apologise if that makes you dizzy. So yeah, I'm gonna come up here. So this platform, I'm gonna carry on with that staircase all the way up. So here, but the exit to that staircase is gonna be threefold. So I'm actually gonna have a catwalk system going across the top of this building. Well, this room, not building, room. Each side of this room is going to be walled off to a certain degree. Obviously not the full height of the base, because that's just daft. But to a certain degree it'll be walled off. What I might actually do is looking at the height and which the clearance I've got there, I might actually bring this down one or two blocks, maybe one block actually, about there. And then I might actually square it off and make it the whole length, and that way I could literally reverse fly a ship into here and just park it in here, or I can park a couple of ships in, you know, one in this hangar, one in that hangar. So yeah, you know, I'm still thinking about stuff as I go along. So that's what I've done so far. I'm sorry, obviously I couldn't record it. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't show you the recordings of that. I do have some bits which I've managed to save. But what I'll do is I'll just put them on those stills, I think, rather than do full videos or anything like that, because they were like time-lapse videos, if you will. So they'll be sped up anyway. So I might as well just put stills on of me creating the base. This space is just for the copying of that. This will all be covered up at some point. I was planning on making a doorway here. I still am. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the maybe digging this out with the rover on this side, and then making the the archways that you see on. What I'll try and do is I'll try and find one on Google of the Mount Virginia, or whatever it's called, in America, where SG-1's taken. They've always got like a metal band that runs around the outside of them. Well, with obviously its name on it, so I'll try and put some name on it. I have not come up with a base name or anything like that, or a mountain name. Yeah, I mean, I've had further thoughts. I thought about maybe just literally getting rid of this bit to a degree, and then having the living space blowing up another hall further in, or just coming off this bit here, but a smaller hall, and having the living space out there. I also thought about blowing one up this side here, but making it so it blows a bit of a hole in the side of the mountain to create like a window effect, if you will. So I can create like a bit like a terrace and stuff. And then what I could do is then at that point I could actually move this connector stuff like all the way back here, and this whole thing could just be one big garage, if you will. Because obviously this isn't going to be my only car. Rover. So also the plan with this is going to be a small launch bay. So I plan to make some drones up here, which are going to be stuck up by connectors of some kind. They're going to have quite a large range on them. One of the drones I'm hoping to make out of a large cargo container with a welder on. Grinder, sorry, to fly to the other base and grind down what's there and bring back what's left. So it'd be like, large cargo container in the middle, connector on one side, grinder on the other side, remote control, gyro, 4 thrusters, end off. Antenna, can't forget antenna, and the camera. But that's it, and then fly to the other base using that, battery. I'm going to keep doing that, but you get the idea. Fly to the base, grind it down, attach to the cargo container at the other base, suck out everything from the cargo container, grind the rest of it down, then bring it back over here. Then that way I can, I've got scrap to refine then into more components eventually. Well, ingots first and stuff like that, but then components. The other drone I want to create is a battle drone, because I want to be able to take out towers like this. But I don't want to take them out in person, because, well, that's just silly. I haven't died yet, and I don't plan on doing. So I'm thinking to myself, if I create a battle drone, sort of similar to what I said with the the grinder drone, but what I'll do with that is I'll probably put a couple of batteries in the middle, probably a connector of some kind, rather than rather than the cargo container, because obviously they hold quite a bit of ammo anyway. A few turrets on it, a couple of turrets maybe, small turrets, maybe even indoor turrets, and then obviously some guns at the front as well. We can't create launchers, rockets, sorry, because we've no platinum, but we can create Gatling turrets, hopefully take out a couple of the spat bases around, and then once I'm confident I can walk over and pick it for parts, then I should be able to get some of the parts to get platinum, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. Obviously I'll record that, and if it doesn't go to plan, then it doesn't go to plan. It'd be funny either way. And that's it really. I've not really done anything else. Just been working on the base. What I have found out, like, if you do want to create something similar to what I've done, I would recommend filling the floor in, because I was driving my rover on the incomplete floor, hence why only like 3/4 of it is done, and my rover just did not like that. Space Engineers Physics did not like that, should I say. My rover was just like, it was pretty much like a dune bug on water. It was just skidding around and stuff. It was just, yeah, it looked silly. At one point I actually, I think it was the right drill, slammed into the side because it just sent me flying into the side. So I was like, right, well, that's the key there. I need to get this outside as soon as possible and finish the flooring here. Hence why I did the causeway as well, but not this. This, I'm not too sure what I'm doing with this. At the moment, I like it. It's a bit of extra juice just in case. But what I do plan on doing is, as I said, with the, which actually you probably didn't hear. My plan with the ice lake is I'm going to create a drilling rig, circular drilling rig, to scoop up the ice. Hopefully it's going to be connected via a connector. A conveyor line back to the main base, which would make obviously life easier for everybody. But if not, I can just go and collect it in with my rover. It's no big deal. And then I also want to create a solar array. So coming like probably sort of off this connector here, conveyor, going up here, and then maybe out here, like so. Because what I found is obviously the sun, when we first started this video, the sun set was on that side, so obviously the sunrise is there, and if I use Izzy's solar tracker, by the time the sun comes up to here, it'll hit that, and it should go kind of like this kind of scenario, so I should have like a clear run of solar power then. I do have the biofuel, but I'm hoping to use that as a backup only, just for that bit of extra juice. I haven't got any batteries in this base yet, which I plan to do batteries as well, because, well, you know, they're good for you. Yeah, so that's it really. But with the wind turbine here, on the solar array, I was actually going to put wind as well, and then that way we can have, you know, both of them run off green power mostly, and then if I need that juice, I can just open up the biofuel. The reactor that's currently in this base, I'm hoping to save. At the moment, I'm using some of the uranium. I think I've got about 40 left, I think. which should be fine along with biofuel. I hope to create a lot of biofuel at some point, so I might get a few of them producers going on the go. But that's it really. Just, you know, I've made plans, I've sort of stuck to them. Obviously you can see in the mountain base. Now, I remember saying in one of my episodes, my main issue with Space Engineers is I always make things bigger than what they need to be. And the base is starting to feel a bit like that. Like, I don't know why I'd need such a big living space. So maybe I should only have a small living space, carve out a chunk with my rover or whatever, or hand drill it out, and that could be my living space. Just a small chunk rather than blowing a hole. But I do like the vehicles on Space Engineers, so having a big garage would make perfect sense, and a big hangar as well. One of my episodes, not too sure when it will be. The other thing I plan to do outside is like a launch pad. I want to put a satellite in space, not obviously for want of a better use of words, but essentially it'd be like a relay. So I plan to fire it directly straight up from here, and then it will hit space. It'll be up there with a solar array, possibly like biofuel engine, just in case. I'll script the biofuel engine so it comes on when it needs to come on. But I'm hoping that should be fine. And then that way I'll have a relay between here and space. And then when I do decide to go to space, once I build my rocket, if you will, to get me to space, I'm hoping to go straight up to my relay station. And then that way I can use that to come home, and when I need to. The relay station, I'm hoping to put a hydrogen engine on, a hydrogen tank on it full of hydrogen as well. Because I mean, I've got massive access to ice right out there in front of me. So if I create it with a large hydrogen tank with a connector, I'm hoping to then be able to pull the hydrogen out of it for my spaceship, my space-going rocket, so I can go and explore the asteroids and see what's up there as well. And then obviously I can bring resources back to my base to be refined. So that's the plan. Well, plan for the next probably few episodes anyway. I won't do any more of this base at the moment, so this is just more, we'll just call this an update to what's going on. And then episode 8 we'll get some of this base done, and we'll start building the drones. The cargo drone should be pretty easy to build. That's obviously, like I said, I spouted out what kind of components we'll use on it. The battle drone, on the other hand, might be slightly different, because I do want to make it so it will last for a while in a fight, not get shot and I lose contact with it straight away. I'm not about that. And yeah, I think that's it. So I mean, if you've got any ideas, suggestions I could do with my real estate that I've got here, please do let me know. I'm always up to suggestions, and seeing what people think I should do with the space and stuff. And then yeah, if you just got any feedback about my videos, my channel, that kind of thing, just get in touch. Our comments are always there. I do take on feedback. Please try to be nice, but obviously there's going to be some negative feedback there, which is, I'm fine with that. Just anything. And if you just want to follow along with what's going to happen, just like and subscribe, and there'll be more videos coming. I did mention as well that I do plan on doing at some point, probably in the future, I do want to do a medieval engineers survival series as well, because there is a hunger and thirst and energy mod for that now as well, or it's probably been around for a while, but I've just found it, so that would be pretty cool, I think. So yeah, more to come. Like and subscribe if you want to. and I'll catch you in some further episodes. Thank you for watching, and have a great day and stay safe. Thank you.